Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, make sure to subscribe for more K-pop audition tips and information like this. And today's video is very exciting because I have a very special guest with me coming over here in a bit, and her name is Eileen. And she is an ex-idol, and I cannot wait for you guys to have her on this channel because I'm going to be asking a few questions that you guys had about K-pop auditions and stuff like that, and idol life because she was an ex-idol. But I'm sure once you see her, you'll be able to recognize her. I do have to admit, guys, she gets a little bit bold sometimes, so please excuse that. But other than that, she's super nice, and I cannot wait to have her here. Oh wait, there she comes. Hi Eileen! Oh my god, it's so nice to have you here! Oh hi. Please say hi to my audience. Are you sure you're gonna have the sunglasses on? It's not even that bright outside. Yes. Exposure to both visible light and UV radiation is also a factor of the gradual degeneration of the retina, and it can also ruin your cornea. Oh, okay, well have a seat. Nope, you're already seated, never mind. Fine then. Okay, first, could you introduce yourself to the viewers? I'm sure they're dying to know who you really are. Hi everyone, I'm Eileen. I'm full Korean. I was a trainee for around like 8 years and an idol for 4 years. I'm sure everyone knows what group I'm under. I mean, if not, you're literally living under a rock. Great. So we'll get started with the questions that you guys asked. And so the first one is, how old are you? I won't say that for the sake of my own privacy, but I'm sure you can calculate. And could we know how old you were when you first joined the company? You see, funny story, I was actually the youngest in my company as I was 10. That's very young, and you're not allowed to tell us what company you were under, right? Or would they even know the company? You know, usually ex-trainees and ex-idols can't share this, but I'm different. So yeah, I was under LI Entertainment. I'm sure you guys have heard of that as well. Oh, them! Guys, you don't know that company, LI Entertainment? Well, I'm sure you guys do. I'm sure you recognize her too from that group, right? Yeah. Well, of course. Like I said, you're living under a rock if you don't know LI Entertainment. So first tell us, like, why did you want to become an idol? What was your motivation? Well, I'm amazing at both singing, dancing, and rapping. And even acting, actually. I mean, just look at me. I'm perfect. Okay, and how long did you train for before auditioning? You see, I've always loved dancing and singing as it's my passion, but one day my older brother took me to an audition and that's where it all started. And so someone asks, like, what happens to your social media accounts after you get selected for the audition? Well, you have to delete it, of course. I actually made a new Instagram ever since I left the company. It's this. I'll put it up there, or whoever's editing will put it up there. Make sure to go follow me. Oh, do we need a thumbnail or something? I can start posing. Like, I'm amazing at that. Did I say I'm also good at modeling? Yeah, singing, dancing, rapping, and acting, and modeling. I'm the full package, I know. And visuals, did I mention? Sorry to interrupt, but you have to continue the video. Okay, so did you ever get that feeling that you weren't good enough or you wanted to quit, but then like an hour later you were just had like a boost of confidence? I think this goes for any hardship or obstacle that you face, but it's going to be temporary, you know? If it is a goal that you're trying to get to desperately, then it's just going to be some tiny hardships along the way, and that's obviously inevitable. Okay, and did you ever get ignored by other trainees, or did you feel like you were not treated that equally? Well, like everyone training there, all of the trainees, they're very competitive, so they always want to be first in the monthly evaluations. I mean, same goes for me, but everyone there is super competitive. They won't let anyone steal their chance of debuting. They have to be the one who ranks first in the monthly evaluations. They have to be the one who makes it into the final lineup. It's always a competition. So obviously, everyone there aren't really best friends with one another. We're all just kind of there going for the same goal, just fighting all the time. And also, even if you do make a friend, it's gonna be really sad once they have to leave and you have to debut. And someone also asks, has there also been like bullying incidents inside the company while you guys were training or even inside idols? You can think of it as school. There's some bullying, there's some actually close relationships. The thing is, you can't expect everyone to like each other when they're all so forced inside one company and expected to be a competition for one another. Okay. And did being a trainee affect your mental health in a negative way or maybe in a positive way? I think because I trained for such a long time, I was always, forced to be perfect or always try to improve. But I feel like it taught me that reality is competition and, it's not as harsh as I thought it would be nowadays because I've faced it from such a young age. Okay. And related to that, actually, someone asks, how do so many trainees manage this life that's so hard without really going insane? Like, do they have a source of enjoyment or like some kind of motivation, I guess? I mean, obviously, their motivation is to become an idol, but apart from that, if you are really passionate about becoming an idol or reaching any goal, then that's how you get motivated. You just like try and imagine yourself becoming an idol and let that imagination take you and motivate you. When you try to imagine yourself doing what you love, it really does work. And since we don't have a lot of time, we can't really meet with friends or family, so there's really no support from me. Yeah, so we don't really have a way to cope either. I guess we just have to suck it up. Yes, and this is actually a good question. Someone asks, did you ever feel as if you were falling out of love with your passion, or did you ever regret your career choice? I think at one point or another, a lot of the trainees, or more of the younger trainees, kind of fall into this thinking of, oh, I wish I had a normal childhood, or I wish I wasn't pressured to do this kind of stuff. If that mindset is continuous, they usually end up leaving in a week or two, whatever. But if that isn't continuous and it was only temporary, they end up staying and end up debuting almost. Yeah, that's right. And how do you handle your period when you're training? Do you get to rest? No, we don't get to take rests. It's not as easy as that. You can like take pills or whatever. I don't know. I don't really do that kind of stuff. I just kind of deal with the pain. But even if you miss a day of practice, then you'll have a hard time keeping up with the trainees. And let's say your competition, person A, is training for 7 days a week and you train 6 days a week. You aren't going to be able to beat them because they had one more day of practice, That's how strict it is, and that's how competitive the training life gets. Oh, right, alrighty. Okay, so how strict were they about your weight and your diet? And if you didn't keep that kind of diet, were you punished? If so, what kind of punishments were they? I've heard that some companies do really have strict diets and strict weight maintaining, stuff like that. Let's say a company gave you this certain amount of weight that you have to lose by the end of the monthly evaluation, and you don't do that and you only have like minor improvements, then you have a really high chance of being kicked out, honestly. For my company, they just regulated weight every month or so. Sometimes they would give you a diet if they felt like you need one, and if not, then you're fine. Right, and since you've mentioned these monthly evaluations, what were they like exactly? So every month in the company, these trainees go into a room with these judges, and there'll be like cameras, and all the judges have their little clipboards and all of that. And so you perform sometimes dancing or singing or rapping. You don't really get to choose that. The company sometimes does. Sometimes you get to choose. It's different for every monthly evaluation, honestly. And sometimes you'll also have to do like a group kind of thing, like group testing. So if you have 10 trainees, there might be like different combinations to see which group looks the best and all of that. And so you do that, and then you also have to have solo evaluations, and you just perform, and they see if you deserve to stay in the company or you don't deserve to stay. So sometimes they'll also have this ranking from like best to worst. Sometimes they'll like share it, sometimes they won't. It's really up to the company as well. Most of the times they don't share it because it can make people sad. I was always first, by the way. Did I mention that? Oh my god, funny story, guys. So obviously I was like the best in my company and I was always first, and everyone would be so jealous. They would be like, oh my god, I wish I was in Eileen's group. And the ones who would be in my group would ruin everything, and I would just have to end up performing by myself basically because I'm the only one that really deserves to debut. I feel like my group members, oh no, I can't say this. So yeah. Conclusion is I was best. Oh, the good days when I was best. I mean, I still am best, but you know. Oh, and by the way, the list that they gave you, it doesn't guarantee debut, but if you're in like the top 5, then you're probably guaranteed to stay inside the company. But it does not mean like the top 5 will all immediately debut. And also another question is, did you have to make your own performances for these like monthly assessments or evaluations, or were the songs chosen by the company, things like that? So if it's like your first month in the company, then no, the trainers might help you or other trainees might help you, and you probably won't have as many group evaluations because you're most likely not going to be into the debut team immediately, just like that. And after that, you kind of have to do what your trainers taught you and do it individually. Okay, and what do you think was the scariest part of your K-pop audition? So on the very last stage of the audition, I just thought I would have to sing, so I sang, and it was great until they asked me to dance as well, and I didn't prepare a song, so I told them that. And then the judges were like, oh, then you should freestyle. And I was like, oh, I've never done this before. But guess what? I was a natural. I was a natural at freestyling too. I should add that inside my list of things I'm good at. Singing, dancing, freestyling, rapping, modeling, acting. There's more to that. There's more. That's just the start, okay? There's more to that. That's great. Did you have to quit school, or were you able to balance it alongside training? Yeah, so the company actually encourages you to finish high school, but then after that they don't really care. So I just finished high school and then, you know, focused on training. Honestly, like the company won't pay for your university tuition, you know, they aren't your parents. I don't know. Next question. Okay. And if there were any foreign trainees inside the company, were they treated any differently? Not really, but the trainers would often be frustrated at them because they can't really speak Korean, and then there is a language barrier, and they don't really have like a personal translator with them either. Oh, okay. And what do you think is the most important skill when you're a trainee? Being a good vocalist, or a dancer, or a rapper, or having visuals? All of them, really. Well, I mean, as expected. How much dance, singing, rap experience should you have before you apply for an audition? To be honest, you could have like zero talent and still pass as long as you fit what they're looking for, like their visual and your style. That's right, yeah. And were your parents strict? And if so, how did you convince... Hold up! I have a video on this, guys! Did you not watch this video? Guys, how many times do I need to tell you? Can we hurry this up, please? Oh, sorry. Yeah. So the question is, what was the schedule like for trainees? Guys, seriously, I have a video on this. I don't have all day. Oh, sorry. Oh, right. Okay, so the next question is, did you feel lessons were comprehensive and actually helped you improve for each evaluation? You can't just depend on the lessons for your improvement. You actually have to put in effort and not be lazy. Right, okay. And the next question is, do they pressure you into getting plastic surgery? And if they do, how many times does it actually go well? So they could suggest it or recommend it to you, but they can't force it on you. That's illegal. That's crazy. Yeah, and personally, I've never done it, obviously. I'm perfect, guys. Yeah, I know. Just... Stop the clapping, it's okay. Yeah, but ask a plastic surgeon because I'm not one. Oh, and this question is, what is the difference between trainee and idol life? So because trainees are only there to really practice their skill, the only pressure that they have really is to, you know, just do the monthly evaluations and just keep practicing and not be kicked out of the company. Those are like the 3 things they have to mainly focus on. But for idols, there's so many more pressure to that. So idols get like hate more often. They have to constantly look perfect, be perfect. But the good thing about being an idol is that you have long like hiatus periods. That's great, but trainees never get rest at all. But idols, if you are like in a hiatus period and you're not preparing for a comeback, then that's when you get to rest. Okay, and another question is it easy to be a part of a group or be like a soloist? It's not really like you get to choose if you want to be in a group or you want to be a soloist. It's totally up to the company. But more often than not, you're probably going to be in a group. Right, okay. And what happens during like the first week of being a trainee? I guess like fellow trainees will like tour you around and stuff like that, and you get introduced to new people, go to the dorm. So other than that, it's really the same as any other week. Interesting. And like even after being a trainee, do you think the people, like the trainers, will still teach you as an idol, or later on when you just kind of want lessons for yourself, I guess? So idols still have lessons with the trainers. Like when they're doing a comeback, then they still have to train and practice, right? So they still have that, it's just not as regular, I guess, not like everyday kind of thing. And are you able to negotiate with the company what you can wear if you feel uncomfortable with it, or anything else that you don't feel comfortable with? Do they force you to do it, or is it kind of like your choice? To an extent, like for example, if they give you like a really short skirt without safety shorts or anything, then you could say, hey, could I have some safety shorts? Or like, you know, something else like that. But if you're just like, oh, this looks like crap on me, I'm not gonna wear this, then you can't choose that. It's up to the company. And most often than not, the stylists do not have an extra pair of clothes with them. So even if you have a clothing malfunction, you kind of just have to deal with it and go on stage, unless you want to wear like your pajamas on stage, which is unacceptable. I see. And how do you perform with so much energy even when you're exhausted? Well, yeah, performing is a job too. I feel like a lot of people forget, oh, it's fun, that's why I'm doing it. You can't just stop a surgery in the middle of it just because you feel tired and exhausted. That's not how it works. You get paid to do that stuff. That's true. We've seen in K-dramas how they all turn out. And what did you usually eat when you were a trainee or an idol? Like foods with less calories, like chicken breasts, fruits, that kind of stuff. And the next question is, when's your day off? Like, rest time, you know. Technically it's Sunday where everyone rests, but no one actually rests because they all go to practice anyway. If you don't practice, then you're just honestly waiting to be kicked out at that point. Okay, and on a general level, how many hours did you practice a day, I guess? If you're talking about like with school, like when you're a student, then maybe like 10 hours, over 10 hours. But if you're like not going to school, then probably the entire day, excluding like 1 hour of eating time and maybe like 3 to 4 hours of sleep. And of course, everyone's asking, why did you decide to leave the company that you were so successful in? Okay, so they literally scammed me. I was an idol for 4 years, and my group, you guys know, right? You guys know what group I am in. And we hit Billboard 100, but I never once got paid. Why? Because my company was a scam. Guys, don't join LI Entertainment. Oh. I'm not going to like expose the CEO of the entertainment or something like that, but LI, guys. LI. Does it seem familiar to you or something? Like an initial for something? Yeah. I'm so sorry to hear that. But related to that question, do you ever regret leaving the company or just the K-pop industry? If you mean the company, no, not at all. I hate being scammed. Do you guys like being scammed? Because I don't. But sometimes I do wonder what would have happened if I continued my career for a longer time. Or do you ever like plan on returning as an idol even if it isn't in Korea? Probably not. I've had too much time in the spotlight. Like under the spotlight, it gets really hot. Like I'm already hot enough. I don't need more heat. Thank you very much. Well, I'm sure you'll be successful in any way you go. Well, duh. That's great. So, is there anything else you'd like to say to the viewers who potentially would have interest in becoming an idol? Now that I think about it, I feel like I could have said a lot of discouraging things in this video, but, you know that it's not all like that, you know? And I feel like my case is like one of the worst. Like for such a talented, gorgeous person, I feel like it's an unfortunate case. But, I hope you're successful in your way, and I hope you pass your audition, blah blah blah. I hope you go into a company that doesn't scam you. Thanks for having me here. Thank you so much, Eileen, for being here. Actually, guys, I might film like a part 2 with Eileen herself, just because I know a lot of you guys will be excited to see this, and, you have more questions you want to ask Eileen. Well, she's a busy woman, so she doesn't have a lot of time. So yeah, comment if you want a part 2. Happy April Fools, I guess. I know it's not April 1st, but I'm pretty sure that April Fools can go on to the rest of the month. I don't know, I make the rules now. But anyway, this video was actually just like for pure entertainment, I guess, but also for information. All of the information that I shared in this video were true, however, the scenario and the situation is obviously false and made up. But other than that, everything I shared is actually like true information about companies and auditions and idol life and trainee life and all of that. And it was actually really fun filming this, you know, like staring into my curtains and talking to my curtains, and then filming again and staring into my wall and just talking, pretending like someone's there. If you guys actually want, like I said in the video, if you guys want like a part 2 to this, or like, I don't know, another part of this video where we ask even more questions from you guys, then I would love to have that as well. Comment if you want to see another video like this, because it was something new for me as well. Guys, get ready for the bloopers, because there are a lot. There are a lot. Being Eileen is not easy, y'all. Being pretty and talented is not easy. Do you guys actually like this color? I think it suits me better than the last one that I was wearing in the last video. I've been wearing makeup quite often in my videos, but I swear, like, this is the end of it. No more makeup. I'm done with it. Also, my legs hurt so much, as you'll see later on in the bloopers. Bye! Bloopers start now! Really strict weight maintenance. Weight maintenance. What? Why can't I say that? But I do sometimes. Oh no, my hair's all ruined. Oh no! Oh my god, my leg hurts, guys. I've got pins and needles. You know, I didn't know what that word was for the longest time. I only knew it in Korean until I realized, like, in a live stream, people were like, oh, I think it's called pins and needles. And I was like, yes, that. Ow! It hurts. Ow. I have to finish this video. Oh my god. Ow. That actually really hurts. What's the script? What's the line? Line, please. Singing, dancing, rapping, acting, modeling, all of that stuff. And I can also juggle. No. What? What is that? Really hard time keeping up with my grades and my training, so honestly I just kind of gave up, but you shouldn't do that. Yeah, I don't promote. No, let's not say that. This is actually a bad influence. Let's not say that. What? Ah, cringe. Guys, like, there is eye glitter all over my face. You can't see it in the video, like, later on. And also, glitter on my lips, too. I thought it would show, but it doesn't at all, which is so disappointing because there's glitter all over my hands, too. Ugh. I'm gonna have to, like, wash my entire face later on. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye! Shoot.